knees, I raised the walls so high I could not find a way. And each brick I laid in place had a name inscribed upon its face. My mind was so confused and my hands were cold and bruised, and each brick revealed the lies and the sins that I had fused. And as each brick I laid, I raised the thought that this is what life had for me. The maze, when you feel it right and pick it up, when you're feeling like you got the power, oh no, you get building up a throne of broken, oh yeah, you get building it, but it is God you made. When you feel it right and pick it up, when you're feeling like you got the power, oh no, you get building up a throne of broken, oh yeah, you get building it, but it is God you made. For some days I wandered in a haze in the city of myself till I wondered what I got. Then I see it's not me. All these walls I built, it somehow destroyed me. And the sun got hot, and the sun got hot, yeah. For the first time I lifted up eyes and as my head.
Hey, well, welcome back, everyone. We are in the middle of a stream. We just had a successful hour with Crypto Racer, and we had some really, really cool, good discussions. I'm glad that we did record some of this because there was some really, really good content and whatnot. But we are also doing a test here right now. We've come back. We've been live on the air for a minute, 2 minutes, and we are feeding to both YouTube and Twitch at the same time at 1080p, 30 frames a second. And you know, on paper, we've got the capabilities to do this, but in reality, it doesn't always work out that way. So for the rest of this stream, just bear with us. But hopefully we can get into some of this additional discussion that we were having. So on that note, I am going to bring Landon back over, and hopefully we haven't lost his stream and everything's good. So let's give that a shot and see where he is. Landon, welcome back to the show, buddy.
Thank you.
Oh, there you are. We do have that 2-second delay. I was just saying to Landon, you know, when we were doing all the testing previously, we were able to get the buffer down to half a second. But right now, yeah, we're just checking everything out, and we'll work on that delay. So Landon has a 2-second delay for buffer, and it takes about 1.5 seconds for his audio and video to travel across the country from Washington all the way to Chicago. So yeah. Now, since we've just reconnected our stream here, I am going to cut him off for about 4 seconds and just hit the reconnect button. And his stream is going to come in. It's going to take a moment to buffer, and we should be, in theory, ready to go once we do that. So on that note, Landon, last time we were checking out the testing grounds, and you driving backwards, and I can't wait to look at some of the video because you were smiling and giggling, you know, trying something new. It was a lot of fun. What were your thoughts?
It was a challenge. It's hard enough to go straight on it, but when you go backwards, you can tell there's two different types of like design ideas between the going forwards and backwards, and they're like two separate tracks that are back to back to each other. Definitely a blast trying to figure out, well, how does this one drive? What do I need to do, and how do I not fall off?
Yeah, no kidding. I tried it, and it was like it's always fun to do something new, and you know, try something odd. But that's the testing grounds. That's what it's there for, is for the developers and gamers to try new things. So why don't we check out a race here? I can see that the stream is a tad glitchy, and it might be coming down to the network, because the network is taking double the bandwidth here. But so is the modem. And, you know, in theory, we're only uploading about 40% of the bandwidth that's provided. But everything about the internet, man, my whole life has been on the internet for the last 20 years, and it's just created more stress in my life, I think, than value. Like voice over IP phones. I've had a voice over IP phone since 2005, and they still have problems. But it's looking good. Looking pretty. And right now we do have the Twitch chat overlay onto the screen. I do want to test that out as well. And since we never had a chance to talk about this, Landon, if you want to listen in, different things that you and I have talked about is to start to create a schedule of content so we can look forward to different types of content that that we're going to be creating and putting out. Landon has already gotten excited about potentially giving away an NFT 247 race license. So that's something that we can talk about maybe closer to the championship, because I think he's going to compete in the championship and maybe win himself some more. And, you know, I was thinking about this, Landon. You know, here you are on 22's channel, racing, and also a winner. And for those that understand the blockchain, it's so cool because you can't cheat. Like, you could be essentially an insider with the organization like you are and not have any ability to get any advantage. Now, being a part of the Discord group will give every competitor a competitive advantage. So, yeah, there we go. We got our first choppy glitch in the bandwidth. Yeah, I'm not liking this. We had her nice and smooth. And I think the RTMP stream is a very sensitive stream. And that's why it's not liking. Let's hit that reconnect. And if this quality stays like this, then we're going to end this stream. And so what's happening right now for anybody that's going to be watching this YouTube video, if it does stay up, is deliverability of content. And the entire ecosystem of 22 and the future potential of this game is simply massive. There's so many different elements to talk about. Our list just gets bigger and bigger and bigger of all the aspects of this game. It's ridiculously exciting. And we recognize that there are different types of gamers and different types of individuals that like to consume content on the internet and watch these streams. So we want to be able to produce content that is enjoyable, is entertaining. We've got a lot of ideas of bringing on different guests and different hosts and deliverability of that and where that content is going to lie. And, you know, Twitch is a very casual audience that just wants to sit back and watch the gameplay and learn about different hacks and tips and elements like that. and then there's the ecosystem of 22, and of course Godi and Pavilion Hub and what surrounds that with their partner Phantasma, and the governance token Sol, and the energy token KCAL, and what does it mean for KCAL to be listed on Uniswap, which it could be happening right now. These are all different things that we're going to have a chance to talk about and share. So you're going to find that content with Crypto and I on YouTube, and some more casual gameplay with, of course, Crypto. And I got to stop shortening your name to Crypto. I've really got to say Crypto Racer, because it's very confusing. When we're talking cryptocurrency and Crypto Racer, I say crypto and I see the K in my head, and then I'll talk about crypto as a coin and I see the C. But so yeah, that's what we're looking at here, and ideally we'd like to be able to distribute Crypto Racer's content to both Twitch and YouTube. So we're gonna run it out for the rest of today's show. We took our break there, Landon. I should have gone and taken my little personal break. TMI. So I'm logged into my own name on YouTube. Not logged in on Twitch. But we're good. So KCAL is supposed to be on Uniswap any time now. And I've been bugging some help over there because we've got some new content for 22, some marketing happening. I'm not in a position to make the announcement live on the air, but I'm really excited.
Nice.
That was good, man. We're going to get you top notch here. We're going to learn, make sure we get you all the little hacks and get you that first place. There's like $25,000 up for grabs. Like that means first, I'm not the decision maker. I'm not even going to have any involvement in the decisions of this. But if you've got a $25,000 prize pool, there's got to be at least $5,000 on the table for a person, first place. At least $5,000, maybe more.
Oh yeah.
Maybe closer to $15,000.
Large. I mean, they're gonna have divisions. Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked.
But anything 4 digits, I mean, that's gonna not change somebody's life forever, but change their life for that month. Heck, $1,000 right now, you could probably fly to Godi head office. Well, no, they're not letting any Americans in.
Yeah, that's not for a while.
No. Somebody told me, because I haven't been home to, the last 15 years I go home to Canada twice a year. And I haven't been home for 15 months now. About 14 months. And because we skipped last Christmas, which Wish we hadn't. Um, and they're saying the border for Canada is not going to be open until summer of 2021. That's insane.
Wow. Wow, that's gonna be a while. I even talked to my family about if I'm going to be going home for Christmas this year. They're in Indiana, so
Yeah.
I mean that's still a trip, but it's a trip I'd have to fly, and I really don't want to bring something through the. I mean, if I was driving, it wouldn't be too bad. I'm in my car, but unless there's any certainty over how things are with the not getting sick through the airports, especially I'll have to hit 4 airports. No, 3 airports just to get there. It's a long day to fly home.
Wow. Did you fly through O'Hare?
It depends. Usually I will fly through Detroit.
Ooh.
Well, it depends on which airline I'm going through. I try
Yeah.
to go through Delta. I kind of like them a little better than the others. And I will go through Salt Lake City sometimes, but I have to remember which airports or which air company I was flying through for that one. I'm not very consistent. I'm not brand steady with them. Gotcha. Yay! I love the slowing beam.
I'm actually off to Indiana next weekend. So, our state,
Ooh, what brings you to that state?
for hockey, so every state around us is allowed the kids to play hockey. And in our state, they can play basketball and soccer and baseball, but the kids can't play hockey because it's too high risk for COVID. So my son's in a high school league, and we are playing a local high school team, but both teams have to travel out of state to play each other. So we're going to Indiana
Wow.
to play a hockey game of another high school that's down the street. Like,
Wow. That's so. That is so shocking that would happen. But I guess that makes sense. That if that's the place where you guys can play, you're going to go, and you're not that far off the border, so you probably head into one of those towns underneath Gary. Probably not
Yeah.
Gary, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's definitely a way to do it.
yeah, it's strange, but 2 hour drive. We're going to Dyer, Indiana, which you're right. It's just south of
Okay.
Gary. Gary, Indiana. If anybody's never heard of Gary, Indiana, back in 1990, so this was like the 90s, like 94, I think it was. I graduated high school, and it was before I went to university. I worked for a company that worked at Bethlehem Steel in Gary, Indiana. And so I lived in Portage, Indiana for that summer. And that was Gary, Indiana was like the murder capital of the United States back then. It was like the crime rate was through the roof, and I just remember thinking like, holy cow, this is where I work. Yeah.
Yeah, that's scary. My dad worked as a bricklayer for metal refineries for a while through one of his friends. He owned like this crew that would go around and talked about how there were rats the size of cats, and that it was just a city you don't want to be out at night. Do what you need to do and then just get home.
Crazy.
a very fascinating history of that city.
Yeah, yeah, there is quite an interesting history. And another little bit of history from Gary is anybody that's watching the stream definitely knows somebody from Gary, Indiana. Isn't that where the Jackson 5 are from?
Yes, it is. They are. All of them are from Gary, Indiana.
Yeah. My cat is named after Michael Jackson. MJ.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
my daughter named.
MJ.
Let's see if I can get MJ. MJ likes to be on camera. MJ! Come here, bud. Come here. Not you, Tulin. Your brother. You can't sit up here. MJ can. Well, I'm happy with this stream here. We've lost a total of 15 frames in 21 minutes.
That's awesome.
Yeah. 1 frame a minute when we're running 30 frames a second. That's a 99. That's 5 nines. We used to call the importance of 5 nines in telecom. I was talking to a client about 5 nines.
That was based on that.
This track. Oh. This track gives me anxiety. It's tough. It's tough. So Landon racing on this right now. He upgraded his engine right off the bat.
Just relaxing.
Well, I called MJ, but Batman showed up. I should name my Phantasma wallets after my animals. That's what I'm going to do. And this is the figure 8 here. This is an expert level track. And it was... Oh, can't stay up there. So Landon went with upgrading the engine first and then upgrading the energy recovery system, the ERS. He's running red, and he's only got 1 sector that he owns right now. Because he hasn't had any speed upgrades. And he's also sitting in 3rd place. He's got a partner that's doing fairly well. The AI is pretty good on this track, but you are gaining. You are gaining on the 1st place, but you're on lap number 3. Now in lap number 4. 1 more upgrade. That was the capacitor. I'm starting to familiarize myself with the sounds. That was good. Woo! This is a crazy track with collision on. There you go. Get that, collect that energy. Now we're going to see him just give her. He's got a lot of energy. Another upgrade. Hasn't upgraded boost yet. Just ran out. So now he's at oh, he just caught himself. He made it to 1st and captured that sector. You see, he knows captures another sector. Look at that. Can he capture this sector? Boom. No, doesn't. Let's see if he gets this one. He has his momentum. Maybe lost it. Nope. You can see on the left his sector times and what sectors he owns there. His team has got sectors 2 and 3. Now he's going to try to collect this sector, but he's in 1st place, and that's his 6th lap, and boom, he finishes. That was well done. I thought you were going to lose it there, dude.
A little energy starved compared to my opponents. Yeah. Same. Especially when I flew off a little nervous I wasn't going to be able to catch up. They kind of blew by me pretty quick. It's like, oh shit, I had one sector left before I'd be out. But did well.
Yeah. Yeah. I am really, really excited for multiplayer, and I know it's going to take a lot to get it there, especially because it's running on the chain. It's never been done. Just think of what it. Here we are. I'm trying to figure out how to stream a game. These guys got to figure out multiplayer on a blockchain.
If there's anybody who can do it, they'll do it, and they'll make it great. Because I mean, it already feels like an amazing game, and we had a wonderful PAX where we did time trials, and it felt so smooth to see your times up there so quickly.
It's so great to. It's so great to hear you say that, and you know, with your experience and knowledge in the video game markets and the world, and also your programming world of development, you have some appreciation for what's required for the guys and girls behind this project. But the technology with Phantasma enables Goaty as a development team new things that Garth talks about so much. He's like, I've only dreamt about this stuff. And this is his exact words, where he said, you know, I didn't talk about it 10 years ago because people thought I was crazy. And now he's able to build a vision. So you see that vision of this game. We are so...
I see a little bit, because he tells things very technically. And I can get some understanding of, oh, he wants to go after this. That it sounds like a great idea with how things are going. But man, I can totally see why he might feel like, oh, that was kind of an odd thing to discuss, because NFTs and having it so that there's this kind of a way of storing the information that's so different than, like, when you talk about like servers nowadays for games that I may play off to the side, they store things on a server that's very like closed. You really don't know unless it's like some very specific public information. But this is very open with a lot of its information that wouldn't be really thought about to do. But it uses it in such a way that's going to really expand what it means to be a part of the ecosystem for this game, which I think that's a really cool way to change things up. This game has a kind of a changing up of its racing mechanics of being a real-time racing game where there's this leveling and there's this energy resources where you compete during the race, and it's like it all fits in this really cool way that's it's going to be amazing to see as it grows and adapts and changes and improves. Yeah. Did I win? Blue team. Oh,
Yeah.
I lost.
No, you didn't.
I was
but that's all right.
very well.
And there we're getting one more little blip there with the technology, but I loved hearing what you were talking about, and it's really, really exciting. What can be done and what is being done has never been done. It's only been conceptualized, and we're really gonna see some interesting changes in the next 1 to 5 years in the video game world. I think that the next 1 to 5 years could potentially be the largest shift in this technology is disruptive. Blockchain technology is disruptive in so many different industries, and it's going to change so much of everybody. In my opinion, it's going to change everything in all of our lives, just like the internet did. And back in the 90s, people couldn't understand how the internet was going to change somebody's life. I remember selling search engine optimization services in 2005 to business owners, and they would say to me, why do I need a website? I deliver packages. Why do I need a website? Nobody's going to be looking for me on there. Well, 3 years later, I was a part of founding the first same-day delivery company that could take online transactions in the United States. You know, that company did 1 million packages in its first year of operation. The internet, now everybody's got a phone, and everything's on the internet. I mean, it's insane. So blockchain, and for the gaming world, it's disruptive AF, and it's going to change the paradigm of video games. It's going to be great. Like collectors, like old men that collect that collect pictures and gold and stuff like that, now could become collectors of NFT assets in video games, and that's going to create a whole market in itself. Video game NFT collectors and traders. And whatever the next hot game is going to be, those are going to be some of the hot NFTs. Insane.
It's amazing.
It's insane to think about some of the NFT holders for 22 Racing. You know, the NFT pre-sale sold $250,000 of NFT tokens. The largest NFT holder had 500 cars out of 2,888 cars to be discovered. Start to work that backwards. He has about 30% market share of all the NFTs. If this game, when this game has 100,000 players, where's that collector going to be? At some beach. Because he sold digital assets.
Some really nice cars that he has.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really, really excited for the 22 ecosystem and economy to grow, and that marketplace. I mean, right now, let's face it, the demand in the marketplace is driven purely by speculation and not driven by usage demand.
Yeah. Yeah, very much at the moment. But that usage demand will start to increase as the game gets played, as people come in, especially those pre-cars and the really nice, cool ones like the Platinum and the Palladium and all the variations. People will be like, no, I want to have that one because that's one of the cool ones that there's only a limited number of. I'm really happy that I have all four of the preseason ones.
Yeah.
So I have a nice little collection of mine. Not a very big collection, but it's my collection. And I think there's a lot of people that love to do that, where they build their collection up, and it's like, it's such a fun thing to do.
You've got the same collection as the game creator. Isn't that weird to say?
Oh yeah, I do. Yeah.
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 Because another beautiful thing of NFTs, you can't just go and create can't go and create cars. It would throw the economy off. It's like with the U.S. printing money. Oh wait, they did do that.
Yeah.
The U.S. has printed more money in 2020 than they have all the previous 200 years combined. Or no, sorry, the first 200 years. My bad. Not the previous.
First 200. Okay. Still, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, it's a lot.
But it depreciates when you start just making like that. It loses its value depending upon how much the market is. It's one of those complex things.
It is, and understanding somewhat of the economy and understanding economics is what a component that just again continues to excite me with the ecosystem for this game and NFTs and the ecosystem of Pavilion Hub and the Ghost Market, because it's once these games get out and get usage, it's going to be so much fun to buy and sell digital assets. Crazy. You just finished another race there. I'm going to do something I said I would never do. Got to get to work after this stream and communicating with one of the Phantasma guys. And all right. I can't rub my belly and pat my head at the same time, Landon. I can't type and talk. Never been good at that. You know how they say that women are better than men at multitasking?
Yeah.
You've heard that? I heard something or read something.
Yeah, I have.
That maybe it was a documentary about multitasking, and that they're not better at multitasking than us. They're just quicker at changing tasks than us. So us as human beings, we don't have the ability to focus on two things at once. So when we're multitasking, we're essentially switching from one thing to another quickly, back and forth, as opposed to trying to legitimately two things. So right now, for example, I'm watching the race and trying to think about and look at comments for that, but also thinking about conversation to talk to you. My brain's going back and forth from creating a conversation to absorbing information. You're playing the game and you're more focused, more of your concentration is on the video game than conversation. But the moment that you have to respond back to me, your mind completely stops playing that video game for a split second and you jump back and forth really quick.
It's like, no, I could see myself doing that because I'm like, I'm focusing on the race, and then if I'm hearing like keywords, I'm like, oh, that's important. Yeah, I need to remember. Oh, he's talking about this. Yeah, I remember that. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, and I need to respond now. Yeah.
Yeah.
My racing isn't perfect at those moments. Just enough to not crash. Probably a little bit of forethought of like just go around the circle. But that's interesting.
Yeah, I'm not stating it as fact. I'm stating it as perhaps knowledge that got mixed up in my head because I'm great at that. Well, that's good. I hope you've had a little bit of relaxation tonight because I know you had a really busy, stressful work-related weekend.
Yes, I did. Had a lot of fun.
Been able to
So
enjoy
it's
some.
great to have a great game like this and a fun stream.
Well, I'll tell you, it's been a byproduct of getting to know you over the summer and working with you and starting to build a friendship behind it. And it's cool how relationships in a digital age are formed. And we've spent so much time looking at each other and talking to each other. It's like, wait till that first time we meet each other. It's so strange. I had a new client this summer.
Yeah.
And we'd have these weekly meetings with like 4 other guys. I knew one guy. And so there's 3 guys I'd never met, but I would see them on Zoom every single day for 6 weeks. And then I ended up meeting one of them. And so there's 2 guys I'll tell a quick story about. And this one guy would slouch in his chair. He'd get all down like, slouch down like I am right now. And I thought he was about 5'4", and a small guy. And so I met him in Minnesota this summer because I rented his trailer, and I show up at his house, and the guy's 6'7". He's 6 feet 7 inches tall.
Whoa.
I don't know how many centimeters that is, but that's like massively tall. And I'm 6 feet. I'm 183 centimeters, and I'm looking up at him. 7 inches, so that's 14 at 20, so 183.
That's a tall dude.
That's like 203 centimeters, over 2 meters tall. Yeah, and when you think somebody was short and tiny, and you meet them, and you're like, you're not the same dude I saw on Zoom. It's crazy. So how tall are you?
I am 5'8", so I'm on the shortish side.
Yeah.
A lot of my friends are on the 6 foot plus, and it's like, yeah, I can definitely see how you'd feel like when you start getting somebody who's 6'7". That's tall. That's tall.
Yeah, heights are interesting. That's about as tall as my son's gonna get. Is your height there? 5'8".
Oh yeah.
5'10", I think, is average height. 5'11", 5'10".
I think it is 5'10", or 5'11". It's like 5'10 and a half, maybe 5'11".
Yeah.
It's somewhere around there.
Don't see that very often, Landon, where I hear that noise. Cart head.
Yeah.
Cart head.
Not my best.
No.
Yeah.
Good. Well, I think, why don't we have ourselves one more race, and we will call it a successful night, a successful double stream. I am really happy about that. Still really worries me, and I'd still like to run 2 or 3 more streams before we start promoting this event.
Yeah, sounds good.
And the other nice thing is content on YouTube stays. Content on Twitch disappears after a period of time.
Okay.
You know, it's another interesting thing. So
Which makes sense for YouTube.
yes, yes, it does. So the developers were watching the stream on Twitch over in Australia, and they had multiple computers watching multiple streams, and they were documenting every time they would get a blip in the stream. And every single computer that was watching it would get a blip in the stream every 1 to 3 minutes, but not once would two computers get a blip at the same time that are on the same network. So it was like problems at Twitch. It wasn't their network, it wasn't their computers. And they researched it, and it's a known glitch for Twitch viewers in Australia.
Oh. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's odd. I would have never expected a glitch to behave like that.
And that's coming from the game developer. That's coming from Garth and his colleague Fotini.
Yeah, I'm sure he looked into it. Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
You trying to do some party wailing?
No, just didn't know what to do. It's like, don't do that. Stop. Just go straight. Nope. Stop it.
Yeah, that's more of my style of driving. Oh shit! Oh no! Wow. I just noticed on the top of that jump there was the PAX billboard. I never noticed that at all. Ever. Oh yeah. There we go. Yeah, good stuff. So I think what we should do, Landon, is just have another casual stream on our next scheduled time, which is going to be Sunday. And if everything goes well, then we'll do some promotion for Tuesday. And figure out some new exciting content that we're going to be able to share. I do have an idea up my sleeve. I don't want to say it on air, but I've shared it with you before, and I think we'll be able to move forward with both these platforms with a stream. This is great. We've had three hiccups in
Sounds
an hour
good.
and a half. Yeah. And you know what? Since we're on the air and we're about to end, I am going to push the limits here and try to change the buffer to 0.5 seconds. So I'll hit the apply button right now. And now the stream's coming back in. And I don't expect this to work, folks, but why not, since we're currently live and just about to end it. So yeah, why don't you do one quick lap there, or one quick race. I'm going to put in my Skype headphone too so I can hear the differences in timing. Oh yeah, I could hear your clicks there. You're literally less than 2 seconds. So what track are you trying and what race?
This is Charge. Yeah, I think this is Charge. Or is it Coast? I still get them mixed up. It's the one without the jumps.
Coast, I believe. I like this track. The twirly whirlies, my son calls them. Yeah, this is running really
Need to
pretty.
remember to get onto the walls to gain that energy.
Well, you've only got the sector on your first lap.
Oh, you're right.
A little bit of pressure on Crypto Racer happening right now. He's in second place on his third lap, which is just fine. He's not far behind. He just picked up the first sector. That's positive. You can see as soon as he said, "Oh, you're right," he put his game face on. Reclaimed sector 3. Wow, there's some good exchanges here. That AI, he's cooking, man. He's going. But you've got all the Oh, he just claimed it. Woo.
I just hit an energy taker away thing.
Is that the official name of it? The energy taker awaker?
No,
Taker awayer?
I don't remember what it is. I just saw my energy just drop. It's like, oh, yep, that's...
I think it's called a sapping pad. Is that it?
Yes, that sounds right.
But I like energy taker awayer.
I keep hitting every single one of them.
Well, you're about to take first. There, you got it. You just need to hold this on the last lap. This is getting down to the wire, man. He's got all his energy fired up. He's sticking right on your ass. There, he just lost a little bit. This is it. You got it now. Look at that comeback from behind.
I got it, because I got...
All right. That was awesome.
Good race.
Yeah, well done. Well, folks, tonight's been a successful night. We're focusing a little bit more on the technology tonight than the game itself, and some of these new ideas. So we are going to be back later on this week. We're going to be publishing a schedule very, very soon. We've got all that lined up, and start releasing some of the content. And we have some really, really fun, exciting things. Cool. My green screen is doing some weird thing. Got some really fun, exciting things lined up for the stream, Landon and I, as well as with Ashton. We're going to be showcasing some really cool cars and demonstrating and lining up different hacks and different cheats in the game that have been developed by the community. Do encourage you to go check out and follow 22 Racing at 22 Racing Series on. There's now you can see all of our channels there where we're at, as well as Discord. There's lots of good chat going on there. Make sure you follow on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button so you can get the live updates. If you're watching on Twitch, hit the follow button so you'll be notified when we do go live on that. And we'll be releasing what type of content we're going to be showing on these different platforms. So we're really excited. But on that note, we'll come back to one last shot here with Landon. And Landon, again, thanks for everything, and thanks for your excitement and your time. And you can also go check out Landon on Twitch, Crypto Racer. That's with a K. We'll have the overlay on that very, very shortly. Now we got all the technology together. But thanks, dude. And I hope your week is a little bit better than it has been for work-wise.
It will be.
Yeah.
It's always fun to have a good time like this and play and have a fun race, and always enjoy it.
Good stuff. All right. Till next time. Bye.